We've already had one big win for the PC Master Race this week, and now we're going 2 for 2. Good afternoon, welcome to Turbo Tortoise Tech. If you're new here, I'm recently 4-piece variety or Wooks Triple XL. And I have the Model D2 wireless, which you may have noticed is not even on their store yet. It's so fresh, the software doesn't even recognize it. It's very flattering to be given this by Glorious once again. It's a brand that I've been following very closely since their launch. I've still got my original Model O first generation, but these second generation products are so much better than they were. I'm just honestly overall impressed by the things that Glorious have done, especially with regard to materials. I found that the first generation stuff, as it wore on into like its old age, it became quite apparent that the plastics and stuff around it weren't quite, I would say, up to scratch. Really, I would have said it was a bit of an 8 out of 10. Now, it's like at an 11 out of 10. And you'll see as we go through this review why I say that. Anywho, let's start off with the box and what is therein. We have, obviously, a mouse. We get a very nice connecting block, a USB dongle, obviously, for the wireless, the 2.4, a nicely braided and extremely flexible cable with basically no memory in it whatsoever, a nice little sticker, the obligatory scan QR codes, you know, so you can get to the support sites and stuff, and some feet extensions, not replacements, but extensions to the existing feet layout. Having a closer look at the connecting block and cable, you're going to notice that there's a nice Glorious embossed on it. On the other side, the base is rubberized, so it won't be slipping around on the table. And then it's got a molded type C over there, which is molded to go inside of the mouse and into the connecting block. But if you did lose it or misplace it, it shouldn't be too hard to replace. Any sort of flexible type C is going to work there. It is very long though, 2 meters. It is, yeah, quite a lengthy boy, so you're going to have very good distance from your PC or wherever you want to have it, so that you can still use it with the mouse if you do need to charge. Having a closer look at the mouse, you might notice a couple of updates to the general shape and design. One of the biggest ones, and one of the things I'm really enjoying about this new mouse, are the cupped buttons over here for the main left click and right click. If I give you a nice shot of it from the front, you're going to notice that there's far more indentation in this than there was in the first generation. But that's about it. If you look at the left hand side, it's going to look almost exactly the same. If you look at it from the top, it's almost exactly the same. DPI switch behind the nice fat scroll. The scroll is a big plus on this. The scroll is absolutely fantastic. Then on the left hand side, you're going to see the 2 thumb buttons, which are basically perfectly positioned with those RGB strips running down the mouse. Obviously, turning those off is going to improve your battery life considerably. Then looking around the bottom, you're going to see the on-off switch there with the 2.4 gigahertz and the Bluetooth mode, the DPI switch on the left-hand side of the sensor hole. The sensor hole doesn't have feet covering or surrounding it, but it's fine because it's very recessed, and then the PTFE extra virgin ultra glides on each corner. Honeycomb as well, so to obviously save that kind of weight, it isn't like the D2 Pro where it's fully one body kind of design. It does have the honeycomb outlay over there to bring it down to 66 grams. And the weird thing about it is it doesn't feel heavy, but it feels solid, is the best way I could describe it. I got the exact same effect when I used the Model O2. The new plastics are super strong. They don't flex at all. That's like, it was immediately noticeable to me. And the other thing that was very noticeable, as someone who's a bit nitpicky, were the mold seams and how seamlessly they come together. I've actually got a close-up for you there on the bottom left-hand corner. The gap between that it's basically non-existent. It almost feels like it was molded all together and then cut apart after the fact to put the innards in. That's the kind of build quality feel that I'm getting from it, and I absolutely love that. The hand position on this is perfect. As an ergonomic mouse, this is 12 out of 10. They even got the curve on the front left over here, absolutely perfect, so that it doesn't catch on your ring finger over there when you're using the mouse. It's something that they did very well in the Black Widow V3, or I say Black Widow, that's a keyboard, hold on. Death Adder V3, that's the mouse. I've had to remember quite a lot of names for products and stuff. Forgive me, okay, I make mistakes every so often. Anyway, it's the same as that, effectively in its build and its shape. And like I say, for bigger hands, for palming, it's like absolutely perfect. My hand is almost actually too small for this, to be honest. It's quite a large mouse, it's quite long, the central hump is very pronounced, it's a palm delight. But if you like ergo and you claw, because there are going to be people out there like that, they've still kept that uni-body or single button kind of design so that you can click it all the way at the top over here if you do like to claw up on your ergonomic kind of design. Most of the people that use ergonomic, though, that I know tend to have a palm grip. So for that, it's absolutely perfect. And then the sensor, because it's their new BAMF 2.0, it's absolutely perfect in its tracking. It comes pre-built with the standard 400, 800, 1600, 3200 DPI levels. And like I said, the software doesn't actually recognize it just yet. So I wasn't able to change anything or track battery life very accurately. But on the default 5% brightness on the RGB, I managed to do 2 full days, basically, of usage from a single charge, and it was still going. So I don't think battery life is going to be an issue, same as what I experienced with the Model 02. They should be very similar because the build from an LED and a sensor perspective is very similar. So they should be similar in that regard. Performance from this, absolutely exceptional. I've only really been playing Dota, but here's a little bit of that. And in general, I've found that this mouse is absolutely perfect where tracking is considered. A big plus with testing Dota as well is I tend to use the thumb buttons a lot because they're my first 2 slots in my inventory. So I've got to use them quite actively, and I found that these were very, very good indeed. The front one, like I said, is just perfect for my thumb. I've got a 19 centimeter, just under 20 from the base of my palm to the tip of my middle finger. So I do have a bigger hand. I'm a 183 centimeter, 6 foot man. So I would have a bigger, you'd expect it would be weird if I was walking around with little child hands on this frame. It could be quite funny, but thank goodness I was given mercy there. And it fits, like I say, really well. I think if you're on a bigger hand, then this should be right up your alley. The build is so good, and a big plus with this, something that I hated on the Model D was its front heaviness, whereas on this, they've gotten the weight absolutely perfect on this. So when you pick up, it doesn't go nose heavy and lean down. If I put it in position, it's absolutely perfect. I have to actually lean, you see, to get it to actually push forward. So it doesn't have the front heaviness where it felt like it was going the whole time. It's way better. It just did every single facet. It's doing a lot better, this mouse. Price point's also good. It's really not like out of whack with the pricing. Like $2,000 is basically what you're going to bring. Well, it should be coming in at about 1,800 South Africa. And I saw online it was about $100. So yeah, it should be about 1,800 in South African rands. Yes, international viewers, we do get absolutely reamed here with our rate of exchange and our taxes. But yeah, we still love gaming. So. And we're big on FPS, and this is a FPS specific, MOBA specific mouse. If you liked the original Model D, the D2 is way better, is the TLDR for this review. Anywho, that is all I have for you on the Model D2 wireless from Glorious. If you have enjoyed it, please do hit us up with a like and subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side.